Amazon plays a huge role in getting our children's book into the world. But what if I told you that our book's long-term visibility doesn't actually happen on Amazon, but beyond it? Visibility isn't just about where our book is listed, it's also about where we as authors show up. And that's what this video is all about. Hi there, I'm Eevi, an award-winning children's author and ghostwriter over on eevijones.com and the creator of Children's Book University. I create videos specifically for children's authors, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of my videos. In this video, we are going to talk about how to build our author visibility beyond Amazon. Now, when we think about increasing our visibility as authors, a couple of classic things usually come to mind. Our presence on social media, for example, which I've talked about in depth inside my Children's Author Marketing Toolkit, where I show you exactly how to set up your profile and show up confidently. Or attending local events such as fairs and markets. I have a whole separate video just about that, where I walk you through exactly how to make the most of those opportunities. Or perhaps being featured on podcasts, which is fantastic too. I created a resource for this as well called the Author Interview Preparation Kit to help you feel calm, confident, and prepared when the microphone is turned your way. Those are all wonderful, proven ways to grow our audience. And so I made sure to share those resources in the description below. But in this video, I want to go beyond those, because there are some unconventional ideas that can be just as powerful, and in some cases even more so, when it comes to growing our visibility and getting our beautiful children's book in front of new readers, parents, educators, and even retailers. So today I want to share 7 creative, lesser known ways to build visibility beyond Amazon. Methods that feel fresh, meaningful, and uniquely you. So let's dive right in. Method number 1 is to repurpose our story into teachables. Now, this first one might surprise you because it's not about promoting our book as a book. It's about transforming it into something that can be taught, shared, and used. What do I mean? Every children's book carries a heart message. Maybe it's about kindness. Maybe it's about courage or friendship or grief or taking care of our planet. That heart message can be turned into classroom materials or homeschool resources, what I like to call teachables. For example, we could create a short reading comprehension worksheet, a coloring or craft activity related to our book, or even a simple discussion guide that helps teachers and parents talk about the story's theme. We can offer those as free downloads on our own website, or we can upload them to a platform like Teachers Pay Teachers to reach educators who might never have discovered our book otherwise. And this can be quite powerful when teachers find our resources first and then realize that there's a whole picture book that goes with this. It's a completely different visibility path. Instead of trying to convince readers to buy, we are providing value first and letting curiosity do the rest. It positions us as an expert in our book's topic, and it makes our story part of something bigger, a learning experience. So if you've never thought about this before, take a look at your book's theme and ask yourself, what could I turn into a teachable? Because sometimes the path to visibility starts not on a shelf, but in a classroom. I have a whole separate video on what kind of extras we could be creating for our book, so I made sure to share the link to it in the description below. Here, my ninja tip would be that if we are creating printables or worksheets, we will want to make sure our name and website are on every page, even just in small text at the bottom. That way, every time a teacher shares it, our book and brand travel right along with it. Method number 2 is to use micro-influencers in niche spaces. This visibility method is something I absolutely love because it takes the pressure off needing big names to support our work. And that is to collaborate with micro-influencers in very specific niche spaces. Now, when I say micro-influencer, I mean those wonderful humans who may only have a few thousand followers, but their audience trusts them deeply. These could be Montessori teachers, parenting coaches, homeschool moms, child therapists, or speech pathologists who share reading resources. Their communities are often incredibly engaged, and when they recommend a book, their followers listen. We don't need a fancy PR campaign or a paid promotion even. Instead, we can simply send them our book with a warm, personal note. For example, we could say something like this. Hi Name, I've been following your posts on helping kids express big feelings, and I thought you might enjoy this book I wrote about the same topic. No pressure at all. I just wanted to send it your way because I think you'll recognize the heart behind it. That's it. No pitch, no ask, just genuine connection. And here's the wonderful part. Even if they never post about it, we have begun a wonderful relationship. We have shown appreciation for their work. But very often, they do share it. And when they do, their audience already trusts them. So our book lands in front of people who are exactly our readers without feeling like advertising. That's visibility built through trust, not through numbers. So think small and think specific. The smaller the niche, the stronger the connection. Here my ninja tip would be to engage with their content for at least a few weeks before reaching out. We could comment thoughtfully, share one of their posts, or reply to their stories. That way, when our message lands, they already recognize our name. That's something I'm teaching in my influencer outreach. So if you'd like to learn more, I made sure to share the link to it in the description below. Another thing I like to do, because I realize that even relatively small influencers or micro-influencers are often incredibly busy, instead of sending a long pitch, I like sending them a quick personal video message or voice note. That instantly sets us apart and builds a real connection. Number 3 is to create micro moments of discovery through QR code displays. Now, this idea is one of my absolute favorites because it's so simple and creative. We are used to thinking that people discover our books online, right? But what if they could also discover them out in the real world? Here, all we would have to do is design a fun little card, whether that's postcard sized, the size of a business card, or maybe even a bookmark. And that card shows our book cover, a short line about its message, and a little QR code that leads directly to our website or to a video trailer of us reading the first couple of pages of our book. And here's where it gets fun. Wherever we go, we will take these little cards with us. We can leave them in local coffee shops, in children's museums, art studios, or waiting rooms where families gather, whether that's a doctor's office or the dentist. If we have created bookmarks, we could leave them in libraries or place one in every book we return to the library. We could add one to books in those little libraries that we see along the roads where people can pick up books for free to read. We could even include one in every local donation basket, teacher gift, or community giveaway. Each one is like a tiny breadcrumb leading back to our world. It's visibility that doesn't require social media or algorithms, just curiosity and creativity. Each time someone finds our card, we have created a micro moment of discovery. And the best part is that it's inexpensive, it's fun, and it keeps our story traveling even when we are not. The more this little card tickles someone's curiosity, the better. Here my biggest ninja tip would be to not just link our QR code to our Amazon page. Instead, we could link it to our own website. Or even better, to a landing page with a short video of you saying hi and introducing yourself as a local author, reading the first page of your book. Make it feel personal. Method number 4 is to anchor our visibility through events we don't host. Now this is a hidden gem. We all know the idea of hosting our own story time or book signing event, right? But have you ever thought about anchoring your visibility through events you didn't have to organize yourself? What do I mean? Communities are full of events that already draw families, from farmers markets to wellness fairs, art walks, kids museums, even local holiday parades. So instead of creating our own event, which takes so much work, we can reach out to organizers of existing events and ask if they ever feature local authors. Here we could say something like, "Hi there, I saw you're hosting a family art festival next month. Would you be open to having a local author do a 15-minute story time or book signing? I can bring all my own setup and giveaways." Organizers love when someone brings value and makes their event even more special. And the visibility we get from being part of something larger can be huge, because we are stepping in front of a brand new audience that didn't come for books, but leaves with your story in hand. Plus, we are not responsible for attendance, promotion, or logistics. We just show up with our book and our smile. It's efficient visibility, and it helps us become a recognizable, trusted face in our community. So the next time you see a community event pop up on Facebook or your local calendar, reach out and offer to add a couple of minutes of storytelling. You'll be amazed at how many doors that can open. Here my ninja tip would be to make sure to follow up with the organizers and thank them after every event. And then ask if they'd like us back next year. Visibility turns into consistency when we show up again and again. Plus, not many people take the time to thank the organizers. Method number 5 is to build a real author hub, our own website. This is something I share so often in so many of my videos, and that's because it really is that important. I know that so many fellow children's authors are so hesitant and resistant when it comes to creating their own website. Yet it's absolutely essential if we want to be visible beyond Amazon. Amazon is wonderful, but it's rented space. We don't own it. Besides the tweaks we can make to our sales page, we can't customize it. And perhaps most importantly, it's filled with distractions leading readers away from our books. Our own website, on the other hand, is our home base. It's the one place online that's completely ours, where readers can get to know us, where stores and libraries can learn how to order our book, and where we can share the deeper story behind why we wrote it. I always tell my students inside my author website studio that a website doesn't have to be complicated. It just has to be you. Have a clean homepage, a place for your book or books, an About the Author section with a friendly photo, and a simple contact form. And to make this even more powerful, we can create a small For Stores and Libraries page. Even if you're not yet reaching out to stores, that one little page instantly positions us as professionals and ready for opportunities. We could include a short intro about ourselves, a link to our wholesale options like Ingram Spark, our ISBNs, and maybe even a little downloadable one-sheet or media kit. When we have that hub in place, every other visibility effort we make, from a podcast mention to a QR code card, we have somewhere meaningful to send people to. And that's how we turn a moment of discovery into a long-term relationship. And if you don't have a website yet, I shared the link to my author website studio below, where I show you how to create your own website that doesn't require any monthly or annual fees or subscriptions. It comes with lots of step-by-step videos so you know exactly what to do, and that way you won't have to go and do this on your own. Method number 6 is to collaborate with other authors and creators. Now, this one is another one of my favorites. It's something that can make a huge difference for us as children's authors. It's all about collaboration. Visibility grows exponentially when we link arms with others who are walking a similar path. You've probably heard the saying, "A rising tide lifts all boats," before. Well, that's exactly what collaboration is. When we team up with other authors or creators, we get to share audiences, ideas, and energy. And everyone involved benefits. So what does this look like in practice? Let me share a few examples that work beautifully, especially for us children's authors. You could, for example, team up with another local author to host a joint storytime event, one where each reads their book and then together host a shared Q&A or craft activity. Parents love this because it feels like a mini author festival, and it takes half the effort because you're doing it together. Or maybe you and an illustrator friend could host a short Instagram live where you talk about why you wrote your beautiful children's book and how you brought stories and art together for this book. It's casual, it's fun, and it gives both of your audiences a peek behind the curtain. You could even collaborate across genres. For example, maybe your children's book is about mindfulness and someone else creates guided meditations for kids. You could do a collaboration post or mini giveaway where readers who follow you both can win a signed copy of your book and have access to one of those meditations. That way you're reaching brand new audiences that already trust you and the person you are collaborating with. The beauty of collaboration is that it's never competitive. If we are choosing the right partner, we simply complement each other. And here's something I've seen time and again. Collaborations often open unexpected doors. Maybe one author you collaborate with later recommends you for a podcast or introduces you to a local bookstore owner. Those ripples keep expanding. So if you're feeling a bit invisible right now, don't isolate. Instead, connect. Reach out to one or two fellow authors whose work you admire and simply say something like, "Hey, I'd love to do something fun together to support each other's books. Would you be open to brainstorming ideas?" That's it. Start small. You'll be amazed how many people are eager to join forces. When it comes to collaboration, my biggest ninja tip would be to tag and celebrate the other person generously, both in your posts and in your stories. That spirit of generosity is what makes people want to work with you again and again. Collaboration is one of the fastest, most heart-centered ways to grow visibility, because it's not about chasing followers. It's about creating genuine, lasting connections. And in this wonderful world of children's books, that's what visibility is really all about. And finally, method number 7 is to get our book into retail stores. This is my favorite part, the one that ties everything we've talked about together. Because once we have built these small streams of visibility, our website, our local presence, our collaborations, We can channel all of this into one of the most powerful visibility methods of all, getting our books into retail stores. Now, I'm not just talking about bookstores here, though they are wonderful too. I mean any retail store. Gift shops, children's boutiques, toy stores, coffee shops, even hospital gift stores and museum shops. Because here's the thing we will want to remember. People who walk into physical stores are already in a buying mindset. And when our book is sitting on that shelf right beside locally made items or adorable gifts, it becomes part of that buying experience. And there is another huge advantage: far less competition. On Amazon, our book is one of millions, but on a store shelf, it might be one of just a handful or even the only one of its kind. It's also a credibility booster. Seeing our book physically displayed gives it a sense of legitimacy that online listings just can't match. It's tangible, it's real. And best of all, these store relationships often turn into repeat sales and long-term collaborations. Once a store owner knows us, they might reorder our book for seasonal displays, holiday promotions, or special events. And if we are a local author, that relationship is even stronger. Stores love supporting their local creatives. Now, I know this part can feel intimidating. I hear from so many that they'd love to see their book in stores, but that they have no idea what stores to reach out to, how to approach owners, and what to say. And that's exactly why I created my brand new workbook, How to Get Your Children's Book into Any Store. It's a hands-on step-by-step guide that walks us through how to select the right stores, how to write and personalize our outreach emails, how to craft our follow-up strategy, and how to confidently build our own retail network over time. It's the exact process I've used myself, and it's filled with templates, examples, and tools to make it easy and fun. I decided to use the workbook format because it allows us to literally create our very own strategy as we are learning about it. So if you've been wanting to see your beautiful book displayed on an actual store shelf, this workbook will help you make it happen. I made sure to share the link to it in the description below. Visibility doesn't mean being everywhere. It means being seen where it matters most. So pick two of these ideas that excite you and start there. Visibility beyond Amazon isn't about chasing trends or trying to be everywhere at once. It's about choosing a few meaningful places and showing up with heart. Maybe that's by creating teachables that inspire classrooms. Maybe it's by connecting with niche communities that truly align with your book's message. Maybe it's by sprinkling those little QR code breadcrumbs all over your town. Or maybe it's by stepping into existing events and sharing our story face to face. Each one of those steps builds momentum. Each one creates a ripple of recognition. And over time, those ripples grow into waves of visibility that carry our work far beyond the online world. Because our beautiful children's book deserves to be seen, not just on Amazon. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't yet. It really encourages me to keep making free videos for you just like this one. Here's to growing our visibility online and in the real world. Bye!